What's going on, everybody? I'm Dr. P. Welcome back to the channel for another video. Now, the Visitor's rocket just relaunched again for the second time. It went just about how we expected. The Red Rift is now officially in the sky, but there's some stuff going on you definitely might not know about. We're gonna cover everything you need to know about what's going on with the Fortnite storyline in relation to this. Be sure to drop a like, subscribe, and even leave a comment below, or join the Discord to be a part of the lore conversation and for a chance to be featured in the next video. So immediately following this event, there are a couple things that you definitely should know that are going on. The first up is that there is a rocket thruster at Anarchy Acres. This happened last time. This is pretty normal. The second is that there is a sign at Lonely Lodge which is getting sucked up by a rift yet again, as it once did, but this time the rift is red. That's not totally surprising. And thirdly, the most interesting piece of this puzzle is that the red rift is already expanding. I don't recall it expanding quite that fast back in the day, but it's already in just a couple hours made notable progress on the growth. Fortnite themselves have made a couple posts on social media that are relating to this event that are pretty cryptic. A little before the event went down, they tweeted, "Mystery is on a collision course with danger." And then after the event, they replied to that with a butterfly emoji, a rocket emoji, a red circle emoji, an exclamation point emoji, and a question mark emoji. Likewise, they replied to a Restro tweet with this gif of Jones and Peely from the Chapter 1 Season 1 cinematic trailer. I think it's pretty interesting, like what's actually going on in the context of this gif. You can see they both land kind of unaware of what's going on, and then Jones finally points out to Peely, "Bro, you better turn around. There's something that you need to keep an eye on," essentially, is the message that this is conveying. Even though everything for events these days kind of gets leaked early, I was really surprised by this little twist that we didn't necessarily expect. So everyone is talking about during the event, right before the rocket launched, when the red butterfly appeared, it actually spawned around the players themselves, flew around the players watching the event for a little bit, almost as if it was checking them out, before it then proceeded to fly straight into the rocket itself, where there was a rift there waiting on it that it went through. Now, it's fair to say, given the codename Altered Bug and Fortnite's teaser earlier this week talking about the coordinates not being right, it does seem like this butterfly did indeed alter the trajectory and the coordinates of where this rocket was trying to go. But the thing that's really sticking with me is the fact that the butterfly spawned around the players and then flew around them before it went to the rocket. Fun fact, even in replay mode, when you go to watch the event over, the butterfly is actually around the camera, wherever that might be. So if you're in freeform mode, the butterfly will fly around the camera. I was wondering why I wasn't able to actually get it on the middle of my screen, but yeah, that's interesting. But that's the million-dollar question. Why did it do that? And if you have any theories at this point, please feel free to drop them in the comments below. Previously to this video, I was kind of on the fence about why the rift was going to be red, why there was going to be a red butterfly. Was it the last reality, or was it the dark presence? Well, to help answer that question, LEGO Odyssey updated their thumbnail to have the spire in the background activated. They did this literally just a few minutes after the blast-off event happened. So yeah, Fortnite had people on their team tweeting different cryptic things about this event, while at the same time other people on their team updating this thumbnail to have an activated spire. I really just don't think that can be a coincidence. And I know I've brought this up a lot, but it seems to be getting more and more relevant. Let's not forget about the Hope graffiti with the spire and the rocket. And then also, let's not forget about that picture that was at Supernova Academy, which appeared to show a spire in the middle of Tilted Towers. There have been some debates about whether this image is from Reload or OG, but I gotta say, after the events of today, the probability that this is actually an image from OG has gone up. Something really interesting that happened for just a brief moment during the event was the TVs around the map actually showed an image of the Ice King with the words "no signal." Now, if I recall correctly, in Chapter 1 Season 7, this was on the TVs as well, but we are way too early in the timeline for this to be appearing. Like I said, this was on the screen for just a very short time during the event, and if you go look at a TV now, it's just static. Shout out to LEGO for actually capturing this image. Alright, so here's something that I'm not sure if it existed back in the original Rocket event, but I saw it on Twitter and I had to go and confirm if it was real. So apparently, if you go and look in replay mode and get right up close to the rift near Loot Lake, you can see what looks like a red corrupted 0 point. Like, come on, that is definitely a strong resemblance. So that was pretty shocking to me, and I tried to go see if there was any replay footage from 2018 that would help tell me if this was there before. But alas, I can't find any footage that would confirm or deny it. Then I got curious and thought, well, if it's in this rift, will it be in some of the other rifts that the rocket created too? Short answer, yes. Here's another rift that the rocket created in which you can see this red orb thing that definitely looks a lot like the 0 point. Now, one thing I did notice is that this seemed to only appear on the rifts in which the rocket was exiting from, so you know, the build-up in the middle of Loot Lake and then over in the southeastern corner of the map. I couldn't find it in any of the other ones, but maybe I just wasn't looking in the right spot. My theory is that whatever this red orb-looking thing really is, it's representing in this moment the rocket, because as it would get closer to leaving the rift, the orb would get bigger too. And then, of course, it would leave once the rocket came out. On a deeper level, though, could this be Epic trying to tell us in plain view, hey, this 0 point is red, man, or at least will be red? And if so, what island is it on? Is it on Oninoshima? Or is it in reality, assumedly, 157? Something else I noticed that might be pretty important is that the lights on the rocket during this event this time were blue instead of red. Yeah, you heard that right. Last time they were red and they created a blue rift. This time they were blue and they created a red rift. I had to go back into replay to confirm, but I can now tell you confidently that the color of the light was influenced by the butterfly on impact, as you can clearly see in the before and after pictures here. That definitely has to be the butterfly altering the trajectory of this rocket. Also, it appears that the red butterfly was flapping its wings super rapidly, like so often, and I don't remember any of the normal blue butterflies doing that at any point. Check out this theory from Icy, who says, what if the butterfly is from the spirit realm and it corrupted the rocket, causing the corrupted rift? Where does that rift lead to? The spirit realm. So my theory is that the reason why Epic is teasing the coordinates being wrong is because the butterfly is changing its destination to the spirit realm. Notice how Hope's graffiti has a spire with a rocket flying somewhat from it, and we know how spires spit out the spirit realm onto the island. So what if the spire will spit out the rocket? I gotta say, there definitely are a lot of links between the rocket and the spires, between the thumbnail being changed on the same day as the event, and of course the pictures of the spires in Tilted Towers, which of course is the very first place the rocket targets. Season 5 is about to be Worlds Collide on a whole new level. I can't wait to see what's about to go down, and there's about to be stuff leading up to Season 5 coming very soon. Drop your theories below, drop a like on the video, and subscribe to the channel to never miss any lore videos. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one.